Title: The Strange Disappearance of Sarah Wilkins. Script: On a chilly evening in November 2023, 30-year-old Sarah Wilkins vanished without a trace. She was last seen leaving her workplace in a quiet town in Ohio. A disappearance that would soon spiral into a dark mystery captivated the nation. Sarah was an elementary school teacher. She was beloved by her students and colleagues alike. The joy she brought into the classroom was palpable. On that fateful day, she had been excited about attending a much-anticipated school function that would showcase her students' hard work. As she walked to her car, she waved goodbye to her fellow teachers, her smile bright against the dimming light of the evening. It was just after 5 p.m., and daylight was fading quickly. When Sarah did not return home that night, her husband Tom grew concerned. He had been waiting for her to arrive for dinner, the aroma from their kitchen filling the air with warmth and anticipation. After several unanswered calls, he contacted the school. The staff assured him that Sarah had left but did not know where she could be. As darkness enveloped the town, anxiety seeped into Tom's heart. By 10 p.m., with still no sign of his wife, he reported Sarah missing. The local police began their search immediately. Officers interviewed her friends, colleagues, and family. No one had seen or heard from her since she left school. The absence of clues filled the air with uncertainty. As the investigation progressed, investigators uncovered a startling detail. Sarah had no known enemies. Her life seemed perfect from the outside. Her friends described her as a dedicated teacher who loved her craft. She was a kind and caring individual, always willing to lend a helping hand.
But when they examined her phone records, chilling evidence emerged. Sarah had received multiple texts from an unknown number in the days leading up to her disappearance. The messages were cryptic and unsettling, suggesting that someone was watching her. The contents of these messages hinted at surveillance, but the authorities had yet to ascertain their meaning. Tom described growing worried about Sarah's mental state in recent weeks. He noticed she had seemed distracted, distant. Friends noted she had voiced concerns about a recent promotion that came with greater responsibilities. The pressure of this new role weighed heavily on her mind. Could this pressure have led her to make a drastic decision to disappear from her life? As the search for Sarah intensified, local volunteers joined the police officers, combing through nearby woods and parks. They searched tirelessly, leaving no stone unturned. Days turned into weeks, and despite the media coverage, the leads began to dwindle. Families and friends maintained hope, but as time passed, the reality of her absence loomed larger. In early December, police received a tip about a mysterious man seen near the school on the night of Sarah's disappearance. Witnesses described him as tall, wearing a dark hoodie. He seemed to be loitering around, standing out among parents arriving to pick up their children. The man's presence raised red flags. Investigators worked diligently to identify him, hoping that he could provide answers to the haunting questions surrounding Sarah's disappearance. Meanwhile, months passed without any substantial developments. Sarah's case grew cold, leaving behind a bitter taste of uncertainty and despair.
However, the unknown number continued to send texts to her phone, despite the device being out of service. Each message became more menacing than the last, dripping with an eerie sense of foreboding. Investigators believed that these messages contained hidden clues, hints that pointed to someone involved in her case. The texts added another layer of mystery, further muddying the waters. In March 2024, a breakthrough occurred. A local resident reported a peculiar incident. They observed a car parked near Sarah's last known location. A man had been acting suspiciously, often glancing around as if expecting someone. Following this lead, the police tracked the vehicle to a nearby neighborhood, but the owner was nowhere to be found. The lead raised more questions than answers, further fueling suspicions. Days later, the investigation took another turn when police released a sketch of the mysterious man based on witness descriptions. The public responded with tips, eager to help crack the case. Some believed they recognized him, while others suggested connections to the local community. However, every potential lead led to dead ends, leaving investigators frustrated and desperate for a break. Amidst the ongoing investigation, Sarah's family launched their own efforts to find her. They distributed flyers throughout the town, hosted vigils, and organized searches. Their love for her propelled them forward, refusing to let her story fade into silence. They spoke on local news outlets, pleading for information and urging anyone who might have seen something to come forward. But still, the community was left in the dark. As time wore on, the emotional toll began to show.
Tom struggled with despair, grappling with the possibility that he might never see his wife again. He often visited the places they used to go together. Parks where they once strolled hand in hand. Restaurants where they shared countless laughs. Each visit became an exercise in heartache. Throughout the spring of 2024, the investigation continued, though it felt as though it had stalled. Sarah's case lingered in the minds of many, yet little new information emerged. The police department was under pressure. The media continued to cover the story, drawing attention to the unsettling nature of her disappearance. Questions remained unanswered, and with each passing day, the situation grew more desperate. In June 2024, police received a breakthrough tip from a source previously unknown during the investigation. This tip involved a witness who claimed to have seen Sarah arguing with a man outside the school on the day she disappeared. The witness did not initially come forward out of fear, but after further reflection, decided they could not remain silent. The man described seemed to fit the profile of the one police had been seeking all along. This new lead reignited hope, but also added more puzzlement to the case. Who was this man? What could have led to an altercation? Investigators worked meticulously, combing through video footage captured by cameras in the area, hoping to identify the man described. Yet again, the trail went cold, leading to more questions than answers. Over the following months, Sarah's case remained open. Her disappearance a chilling reminder of how quickly life can change. Her family remained vocal, driving awareness through social media and community events. They launched a campaign called Find Sarah, aimed at generating new leads and keeping her story alive in the public's consciousness. As of today, Sarah Wilkins has not been found. Her case remains open, leaving her family in a painful limbo. The questions linger, haunting those who knew her. Who was the man seen near the school? What do the messages from the unknown number truly mean? Did Sarah start a new life, or has something darker occurred? The search for answers continues, the truth elusive as ever. In a world that often seems to move on, Sarah's story remains an urgent reminder of the unknown dangers that can lurk in everyday life. The lingering mystery calls out for resolution, for closure. Sarah's fate remains an open wound, not just for her family, but for the community that once embraced her. There is a hunger for understanding, a need to piece together the fragments of her life to find the truth. Without answers, the sorrow remains palpable. As new information surfaces, the hope of finding Sarah alive continues to flicker like troubled candlelight. The investigation may have slowed, but the fight for justice and understanding endures. Each day brings with it a chance for new hope, the possibility that the truth could one day rise from the shadows. Until then, her story persists, echoing in the hearts of those who refuse to forget. If you enjoyed this investigation into the mysterious disappearance of Sarah Wilkins, subscribe for more real mystery stories. Together, we can keep the conversation alive and honor her memory as we continue to search for the truth.